loyalty pledge. Your boy, you see next how that mag and shoddy work. Can't rid this smell with bath and body works. It's sad and probably worse. First, the chroma spit. Wise guys do drive-bys and don't own a whip. Time come, divine sons need a song to rip. Thugs in harmony, cool, I got a bone to pick.
Vlogs, battles, music videos, interviews, and much more. Pushing the culture forward. No Mercy TV.
Yo, what's good, y'all? No Mercy. Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. You know what time it is, man. Dot versus Steam's going down November 20th. Trap New York shit. Y'all should see the flyer floating around social media. It's going to be a movie. We're going to be live in Brooklyn, and it's going to be lit, man. Y'all know how we close out these years with the trap, man. Always trying to give y'all some fire. But speaking of Brooklyn, yo, I always say, right, if Brooklyn bullshit was a person, it would be Math Hoffa. You feel me? But I don't want to, put everything on Math for this situation, because just after watching him and Queens flip on Instagram Live, Math is basically, he replying to my blog, basically saying, yo, the story them guys is telling is cap, et cetera, et cetera. So he's basically denying all of this, a lot of the stuff that they're saying. I guess he has his own version of, what happened or whatever, which I would love to get. So Math, I know you're going to watch this blog. Come on the channel. You feel what I'm saying? Holla at me, Instagram, Twitter, my shit, No Mercy Harlem. And let's, get your side of the story. I mean, I think my blog about the situation probably got the most views. So, I'm pretty sure this is the channel that you would probably want to come to just to, clear the air and everything. So, we can have a conversation about it. And, you speak your piece and you get a real interview. You're not going to get no, I'm not going to let you just say whatever. Like, you come on this channel and, we can really talk about it. But after watching him and Queens flip on Instagram Live, his main issue seems to be with Spaceghost. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he didn't say much about Heineken and Esso. You understand? And those were the ones that I felt like had the most to say on, the podcast, the Bag Fuel joint. Like, they the ones that had the most, details to give about the situation. Spaceghost, of course, had his own input. But from the conversation, I guess maybe because Spaceghost is the common denominator between, Queens Flip and Math, Flip don't really got a rapport with the other two, so that's probably why the bulk of their conversation was about Spaceghost. But that is crazy that, Math was basically getting extorted. You feel me? Like, dude basically told him that he needed $100K and Math could have, all his stuff back and shit like that, which, for one, I don't know Spaceghost, right? Never met him as far as I know. Like, I'm not familiar with him. Always just, noticed his name being thrown out there. He seemed like a more behind the scenes, dealing with the camera and the editing and, stuff like that. So this is my first time actually, getting to see what it looked like and everything. And even, hearing him talk. But people always praising him. I guess whatever he do, in terms of holding niggas' YouTube channels down, he good with the releases, he good with the data and getting you in the algorithm and stuff like that. So it was crazy to hear the whole extortion thing. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, when you know who you're dealing with, it's like, how do you even try to go there with somebody who, like, you talking about the guy who punches people over rap battles, you feel, or was punching people over rap battles. You understand what I'm saying? And not to, shine light on the negative, but that ain't somebody who you want to be on some extortion type times with, because if you know what extortion is and you know what that means in terms of like the hood and shit like that, then the possibility of what's going to come back. You understand when you're trying to extort somebody. You feel me? If you are trying to have a discussion about, hey, this is the stuff I have over here on this side, I feel like, yo, I'm getting shorted pay or whatever the case is, how can we figure it out? Then that's the best way to approach it. But when you be on some, yo, you ain't getting your shit back unless I get XYZ, that speaks a different, it ain't really no room for sit downs after that. You understand? Like, and these are things that I understand very well. You know what I mean? So, you put yourself in a different line of fire when you make those kind of demands. So I would say, just in that aspect, Space Ghost was wrong. Space Ghost was wrong. When you throw that type of stuff out there, and then, Math brought up, I guess Space Ghost was talking to his girl. I guess, his girl, she might be, cool with Flip and Ghost and whatever the case is. So I guess them two must have had a conversation where he was, talking crazy about Math or whatever. It's like, huh? How you feel comfortable disrespecting a man in a convo you're having with his lady? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's funny because that happened at a trap event years back, and it was almost some real smoke behind it. You feel what I'm saying? I guess people didn't realize who was in the room and what ears they were bothering when they were talking about certain stuff, and then shit almost got turned up in there. But I don't get how people just put themselves in a position to do shit like that, and that really is what seems like the problem. So here's my thing. I can't really get a grasp on like the full storyline here. You understand? Like on the bag fuel joint, everybody's just making it seem like Math owes the money. You feel me? Which is cool. Now, when you owe people money, right? For shit that you ain't pay, or whatever the money is owed for, right? A conversation has to be had. Yo, this is what's going on. And I think a lot of times, like just us as black people in general, like we hate when people have like something over us, or they could call us broke or whatever the case is. So I think a lot of times people tend to avoid those conversations, not, taking a side or whatever, but on one side, right, the conversation about money was avoided. And that's always going to be an issue. Money conversation should always be open door policy. It's not nobody pocket watching. Like when you look at the whole Rory and Maul shit and they want to see the numbers and stuff like that, they should be allowed. You understand? Because I feel like as a show ain't necessarily like when you talk the chemistry and everything that goes into making a show good, to me, and this is just me, I'm not referring to what normal business is. I'm talking about to me, right? I don't look at niggas as like employees just doing a job. Like there's a difference, right? Between employees just doing the job and homies sitting around having a conversation and getting paid for it. And that's what most of these podcasts is. Like, let's keep it a buck. These podcasts are not, businesses. I'm the boss, y'all the employees, and this is, what makes the show, and we're on business type time and blah, blah, blah. That's not what these podcasts are. Gillian Wallow, Drink Champs, that's not what none of these podcasts are. These podcasts are basically barbershop conversations, all of the homies contributing, and everybody brings certain things to the table. You have everybody with their pros and cons, certain stuff that people like them for, dislike them for. When you talk about Rory and Maul, Maul is always the laid back, stand up individual. Joe Budden is the loud, obnoxious, wrong half the time individual. You feel me? Rory is the, business savvy and, stuff like that. So you have all these different elements that these guys bring to a table to create something that's, dope entertainment. That to me is not employee, boss, business, homies sitting around talking. So there should be a certain percentage that each person should have when it comes to, the pay and, what the show generates. And I just don't get how that's such a hard thing to have conversations about or to talk about. You understand? Like, it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why it's so tough to discuss money, and then when you can't be comfortable having that discussion, it leads to other shit. It leads to other people feeling like, yo, niggas is pocket watching. Yo, this nigga's hiding shit from us. Like it falls on both sides. You understand? Like it's multiple different things that can come from that. So then when it starts leading to all of the other extra shit, you know, niggas holding your equipment hostage and stuff like that. Now, when you start doing that, you invite a street aspect. No longer is the show just over. Now you inviting a whole nother problem. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, it's not about being soft or whatever. It's just whether you're ready for that problem or not. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I still, you know, just think it's unfortunate that, you know, the show is going to go like that. But I really think that this is something that could just, you know, be resolved peacefully. You know, in terms of the forefront and the media and stuff like that, if niggas are going to continue to, you know, throw shots and, you know, deny allegations or, you know, say certain stuff is true, not true, or whatever, niggas might as well just go on the show, lay it all out, let people know what's going on, whatever. But after that, then just move on and, you know, everybody just continue doing what they're doing, you know? So I think my expert opinion is still going to be a dope show because at the end of the day, you do have great artists that come on there and, you know, they are talking about things that are relevant to, you know, what's going on now, what people want to hear. So I don't see the show like falling off crazy, but I do feel like it's going to be a missing element when you don't have Heineken and Esso there, you know? So that's just the truth about it. But I do think when it comes to just the overall conversation of finance, these podcasts, when y'all starting these shows and whatever, y'all got to be open books, man. Y'all got to be open books. If y'all are contributing to something, whatever your percentage is, like you got to be willing to sit down with people and discuss the money that's coming in there, because it should be no reason that these things are not getting discussed unless somebody got something to hide. It's the only way. It's the only way. You know, even I was talking to Excel and Sly in the group chat, and you know, I was even saying, and they made fun of me for this, but I'm like, yo, like, if y'all ever wanted to, you know, sit down, bust down the numbers, and you know, all the money that come in or whatever the case is, like, that floor is always open for that to happen. You feel me? And none of us are on money time. None of us are really on you know, on it, because we know that, you know, the show get 200-300 views an episode. Like, it's not bringing in no crazy amount of money, so it's not much to really be divvying up right now. What we gonna divvy up? Probably a couple of $100 that we done made throughout the duration of the show. Like, that's not enough money to even warrant sitting down for and, you know, doing all that math and breaking it down. Like, we'll probably wait until we actually get another deal to, you know, do all the breakdowns and shit, you know what I mean? But for a show like Math Shit that niggas do million view episodes, 200,000, 300,000, yeah, those can bring in a ton of money. So you want to make sure you're getting your proper percentage. And there's nothing wrong with people wanting to see numbers. Nothing wrong. People want to see the views, the revenue, because you never know. You never know. You feel me? So that's just what I think about it. Like I said, Maths, more than welcome to come on this channel. Heineken and Esso, more than welcome to come on this channel to discuss it. I do want to get the straight sides of their stories, along with, like, yo, how all this came into play. Yo, what was the contract situations, blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to get all that info. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, if y'all gentlemen sit and watch this video, whatever, holla at me, and, you know, we can get something going and, you know, really discuss it. But aside from that, man, y'all stay tuned. No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. I'll be back at y'all with more blogs soon. I'm out of here.